That's right. God will deliver. Who can but God? Nobody else can do what God does, guys. Don't forget that. Welcome to another session on Testimony Thursday. Let me just take some time out. How are you all doing, Conquerors? How are you all doing? How was your day? And if you are joining us for the very first time, we do welcome you with love. This is a safe space. I know that you could have been elsewhere, but you chose to be with us tonight. We have a very powerful testimony. We have a guest tonight who will share her story. She will talk about being molested as a child, being raped. Did you hear that? Molested, raped, and mistreated, and probably is still experiencing some sort of mistreatment even at this stage in her life. So, as you know, you are unique in your own way. God strategically and specifically made us unique. No one is the same person. We're all designed uniquely. And I just want you to know that we are here to empower you, invigorate, uplift, inspire you. Even if you're going through a valley experience, you're at your wit's end, and you don't know who is going to come through for you. Listen, QC Uplifting and Inspiring Ministries International with your host, Royal Cleopatra. That's what we do. Don't forget to follow us, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel for those who have tuned in on YouTube. Why not use this time to just hit that red button? Don't forget to ring that bell so you can stay up to date with what we are doing. All right. And your feedback, we welcome them. We want to know what we're doing. If there's room for improvement, we want to know. We love to read them and provide you with a response. Your concerns concern us, and together we conquer. Now, before I get into it tonight, I have a few announcements that I'd like to clear. Okay. Now, you have seen previously on the same stage, we had a student who experienced a traumatic experience. Yeah, she was shot. And today she actually went back to the hospital to get evaluated by the doctors at the University Hospital of the West Indies. You should know her by now. Her name is Shoshana Barrett, and we have been asking you kindly, if your heart leads you, to donate, pledge, sponsor to her GoFundMe, which is gofund.me/87 lowercase b 79125. She needs your assistance. And her dad reached out to me today. They actually went to the doctor, and he wasn't feeling too good because of the news that he actually got. And you know how a parent can feel with that. So later on, I will be playing a clipping from that so you can be up to date with what's going on with her. Okay. And we would like for you to show her your love and your support. That's what we do here. Okay. We care. We give you hope to cope. Care makes one stronger. All right, so I'm going to take a quick break. While I'm taking my break, I'll be sharing, and I want you to do the same. Share this live because somebody needs to be inspired tonight. Somebody's life will be affected in a positive way after this testimony will be unleashed. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I want you, please, to do me that favor. In the meantime, share with all your family, friends, whoever is in your contact. Let everybody know that we are here and we are live.
Hey, Mom, do you have a testimony?
What? Boy, you could have asked me that. I've got tons of testimonies and I'm here to share. Do you have a testimony? I want you to join us tonight at 9 p.m. every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you come prepared. Bring your sword with you. Daniel.
I know everyone has a testimony. So if you want to share your testimony, hop on the line tonight, 9 p.m. sharp. If you just heard the Queen herself say it. So I even have a testimony.
What's your testimony?
My testimony is thanking God for you and my little brother. So
Okay, there you have it. You hear it from the child's mouth that, he does have his own little testimony in his own little way. He's thanking God for his little family. And we ought to give God all the thanks, all the gratitude, because guess what? If you're listening to me today, you have life, and that's precious. Many people, the last second I just spoke about, I just said it, the last second ago, they took their last breath. But you're still here and you're still breathing. So just give God thanks, man. Why not just give God thanks, man? Why is it so difficult? Why does it seem so hard for you to give God thanks? Anyways, God is good. God is great. God will deliver. He will provide. He heals. He protects. He's our anchor, our everything. I am so passionate about him. I'm not afraid and I'm not ashamed to say I love God because he first loved me. And his love is sufficient for all of us, even when we are undeserving. Now, I just want to give you a brief rundown of who I am before I get into the whole conversation with our anonymous guest tonight. So for those of you who know, those who don't know, I am a nurse, anger management specialist, domestic violence coach, specialist, a chaplain, and I am also a domestic violence victor. Okay. As we know, this month, October, we are we are recognizing that it is breast cancer awareness as well as domestic violence. So just in case you didn't know, all right. So I'm just highlighting that and reminding you. And what I do is that I advocate, I support, and I counsel women. And I think God made it that way, where he allowed me to go through a lot of traumatic and some sort of negative experiences in my life. And sometimes I thought I had learned, but he allowed me to go over it one more time, two more times, so that I could have that lesson learned from those situations so I can today support and counsel and, be there for other women and even men. All right. So we're not leaving out the men and the family on a whole. Right. And especially our Black women who deem themselves inferior. Okay. Tell me about it. I'm sure you know one Black woman who thinks of herself as low self-esteem and thinks of herself inferior, right? What I do is I show them how to advance past their afflictions and heal from their hurt to boost their self-morale, because a lot of us, we need that. You understand? And while I do that, they should focus on a positive personal growth. All right. Now, at the beginning of this ministry, I started out by sharing some of my stories. And for the most part, I just wanted to know that I battled and I struggled with a lot of things. I was exposed to witchcraft. I was molested and sexually abused as a child. Okay. Yes, I was. And when I come on here to talk about these things and to share with you, it's not that I'm always talking about my business or trying to embarrass anyone. And I'm talking about like the perpetrators. It's to come together to heal. It's a healing process. So when one comes and speak about their experience, it's the start or part of their healing process, and also for not for the victims, but also for the perpetrators. Okay, so we're not here trying to bash anybody. Okay, so yes, I was molested, sexually abused as a child, and I suffered abuse mentally, physically, all the alleys, financially, emotionally, right? From being also involved in love triangles, love entanglements, being involved with married men. I learned my lesson. All right. So we're not here to judge anybody. We're just here to use our experience to let others know that they can move from wound to wisdom. That's what we are about. As women, we don't need to find our voices. We need to use that power that is within and to never give that power up by being silent. Because you know what? It is very painful. It is very, very painful to be silent. I think silence is like violence. Yeah, it's like violence because it's like that turmoil that you have to battle with inside when no one knows, when you put on that smile and they don't know what's going on the inside. So tonight, I have with me a special guest, an anonymous guest who will share her story with us. And let me tell you, when I spoke with her, it's like I was reliving my personal story. So I want to welcome you all for joining us tonight, okay, right here on QC Uplifting and Inspiring Ministries. What we do is we tell of our stories just to help others to heal and to empower you. So please help me to welcome our special guest tonight. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but I'm getting a feedback. So if you have another device nearby, you want to check on that?
No, I don't. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for having me here.
Good night and welcome to this space. I appreciate the fact that you were bold enough to take the time out to come and share your story, because it's never an easy moment when one has to relive by speaking about their traumatic experience. And in your case, being molested, raped, and mistreated by family members. I'm going to allow you to tell us a little bit about when this started, the whole molestation and mistreatment.
The molestation started when I was around the age of 9, 10, thereabout. And
Can you just hold on one second? I want to ask my conquerors, there's an echo. There is an echo. Just double check if someone around you is watching the live and they're nearby, they probably one of today's rooms.
checking.
Because we want to hear clearly tonight.
Is it better now?
I can hear you. Yes. Yes.
Is echo? Is
Okay,
it
my
echoing?
conquerors, let me know. Is there? Yes, there is still a feedback. Okay, so we just lost her. I think what she's doing, she's actually going to log off and log back on tonight. All right, so guys, we thank you for joining, and please call me kind words tonight. There's no need to judge until you have walked the walk of that person, until you're in that person's shoe, that place, then you won't understand. Sometimes people are too quick to judge others because of their situation or traumatic experiences that they experience. It's not a blame game that we're going to play tonight. We're just here to share a story and to assist this sister in her healing process. The fact that she's bold enough to come out with her courage, you understand, as I said, we all need hope to cope. And her story sounds similar to my story, and I'm sure could be sounding similar to your story, but because you're not yet on that path, that healing path, you're still feeling worthless, ashamed, guilty, and all that negativity. But tonight we applaud this young lady who will rejoin us. I'm just waiting for her to rejoin us. And so she can tell her story tonight to us. I hope at times a lot of people, we go through things and, because, it's not easy, it's painful, it's hard. And even when you're healing and you have to remember, especially people who you would have considered the ones who should be sheltering you and loving you and protecting you, they are the ones who are the perpetrators. And I just want to touch on a little bit of this song. I know that we don't have any rights and we're not infringing on any copyrights, just for fair use and our topic tonight. Queen Ifrika sings this song about daddy. Daddy, don't touch me there. It shouldn't be our loved ones. It shouldn't be anybody who is abusing us. Stop it, daddy, right there. So stop it, daddy, stop it. So now I'm going to have our guest rejoin us. Hopefully, this time we won't have any echo. Hello. Thank you for joining back. Can you hear me? I think you probably need to unmute your mic. There we
Hello,
go.
are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. So before, guys, I was telling you about her, and she's back with us. So I'm going to have you tell us when everything started, the molestation, the mistreatment. Just let us know how and when that all started.
The molestation started around age 9, 10 thereabouts, and uh, one afternoon when I came home from school, and there were other cousins and all in the yard, but they weren't home. I was the only child who got home early, and honestly, it's hard to look back at it and support, but yeah, and I was told that when it happened, I was threatened that if me talk, what and what will happen to me. So as a child, you have to be obedient of the person or the elder above you. So you don't really have a choice. You don't have nobody to talk to. Um, you go to school, teacher seeing you cry and all these things, and they ask you what's wrong, but you can't really tell them because you remember the threat that you've been told and you don't have nowhere else to go. So what to do? Uh, it continued until around age 13 when my mom came in the picture because she wasn't in the picture any at all. So at age 13, she came around for me to spend summer holiday with her. And when I went, I she used to beat me a lot. I don't know why, but I used to get a lot of beating. But when she decided to bring me back home to where I was being molested, I had to make a choice. Is either take the beating or take the molestation. So I chose the beating. And my mom wanted to know why I don't want to go back home. I told her I don't want to go back. She insisted. I just said to her, I say, I am being raped over and over and over again, and I don't want to go back there because I'm not comfortable. Anyway, at first, she reported it at the police station, and they sent us to doctor. We get back the report, and the report say yes, I'm being molested and all. And I end up live with my mother after that. But thinking that everything was well and okay until the beating start now. And when you think so you leave from out of the molestation, it will come back to you in a verbal way wherein your own mother is telling you as if you know already go through the experience, but she should be the one to shelter you, is now telling you back everything that has happened to you. So it has been rough. It has been rough. I am a young woman now, and at times it is just hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
Wow. And when you say it's hard, what exactly are you, how you're feeling and what you're going through?
The, because I don't want to have any hatred in my heart regarding my mother. When you think that you are now an adult and you're responsible for yourself, when at the same time the same mother who never really did it for you as a mother, you try not to use the past experience to hate at them. You try to
Right.
love them, and at the same time they're trying to drag you down. Um, there's nothing that you do is good enough for them, any at all. No matter what, you do your last for them, and it still doesn't make a difference. So it's really rough, but thank God for Jesus, because most time only Him, because you can't really tell nobody, because and everybody, or you say a secret keeper then. So it's terrible. Even talking
Wow.
about it now, it's just difficult.
I do understand. I've never been raped, but I was molested as a child sexually. And, one thing that I learned from my own experience and from what you're explaining, that it's hard, like you're saying, you don't want to hate anyone. I hope others are listening tonight. I hope so. Because, a lot of people, especially in the Caribbean, it's females, have been molested or raped. You see on the media these days, we see Tanya Stevens coming out. We hear about, other people coming out now in their adulthood stage, talking about something that happened years ago. And that shows that the grieving process, it takes time. Everybody's grieving process is not the same, right? Some people may get over it real quick. Some people, it takes a time, or some people may think that they have healed and have overcome. But then when they talk about it, or they hear the person's name, or they see the person or a picture of the person, it brings back that memory. And it's like it opens a can of worm all over again, right? Some people get by truly healed, like, yes, they can see the person, hear the person, probably talk with the person. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't feel that that little feeling on the inside, if you get what I'm trying to say. If you've never been there, I know that you may not know what that feeling feels like, but just imagine if it was somebody for you, your child, your mother, somebody close to you, right? You'll be feeling disgusted on the inside, right? Because for me, I didn't hate the people who abused me sexually. I just never know how or who to go to tell what was happening to me, because I grew up with my grandmother, right? Luckily for you, your mother was there. My mother was away trying to make ends meet, looking bread for her family. But at the same time, we didn't have that bond where I could sit and say, Mother, or, write her a note or something. And I lived with it for years. So I can just imagine how you feel. We're not here to judge. Like I said, guys, if you're listening to her story and, talking to you, you also mentioned the fact that you are being mistreated up until this day, even as an adult. But before I get into that, I just want to lift hats off to the men, because you also stated that you're currently in a relationship. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm now in a relationship.
Are you currently in a relationship?
Yes, I am. And
Right. And go ahead.
I only have one child in this relationship, but I have two otherwise, and he play his role as a father figure. Honestly, he go beyond and above just to ensure that we are okay, and I'm grateful for that.
Exactly, because I was about to say, I lift my hats off to the men who can hear a story from a woman who they're getting involved with, and they're not there to use it against that woman or to even abuse that woman further. Because a lot of men jump on the bandwagon like this because they say that, oh, she's vulnerable. She's at a place where, anything goes. She's so vulnerable. So for those men who do not prey on a woman in such a situation and are there for that, or those women, I applaud you. You understand? That's a real man, right? Other men would want to use your situation and take it and curse you if you ever become um angry, or you and them in an argument. You understand what I'm saying? And so I just want this message for the men who are acting like boys. When women confide in you and tell you about some of these situations that they've gone through, especially rape, fondling, molested as children innocently, because no matter what, a child is innocent, okay, and you're going to use it against that woman, then you're not a man. How do you feel? What if it was your mother? You don't know what your mother went through, because you don't even know if your mother went through that and is still holding it inside and not wanting or willing to speak about it because she's not overcome or healed, or she's just too ashamed or afraid to even say something. So men, be careful. I mean, I have been there where I disclosed my trauma and torment as a child being sexually abused when I was an adult. We're talking about probably 5, 6 years ago. And what did that man do? He threw it back in my face. But thank God I was strong enough. I didn't allow that to even let me go back down to a place where I thought that I was not worthy. So for the men who boost that woman's morale, her self-esteem, to let her feel that she's worthy, hats off to you. Now, how did you feel knowing that you were raped? From our conversation, it was a family member. Is that correct? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it was a
And
family
if I'm
member.
correct,
We
it was
go,
your father. Was it your father?
yes, father. That's the
Wow.
most hurtful part of it. The person that you're supposed to look up to, the person that you're supposed to protect you, is a person that tries to destroy you.
Exactly. Exactly. And I've said it over and over. We are not the only ones among others. Many, if we should do the statistics and the surveys, and people should be willing to come forth and be transparent and honest, many women, many girls have experienced some kind of trauma in this sense. You know, um, oh my God. When we sit and we think about it, our fathers, they're the ones, because especially girls, we know that girls most likely tend to latch on to the fathers and the boys to the mothers. And when you're thinking that, oh, this is my daddy, he's supposed to be sheltering me, here comes trouble knocking on the door. Now, you know, sometimes when I know people go to the mother or grandmother, whoever the female character is, and speak about what they've gone through, sometimes, most times, they don't believe and they try to start cursing you. Now, your conversation, I think you said you were even cursed at, and was even told that, me bring you come here.
Yeah, yes, more than once. And yeah, you bring me come here, but it's not like I've asked you. I never asked you, so I'm here. Protect me. It's your responsible to look out for the best interest of your child. It's that I don't know if it's because I have my own why I think that way, but yeah, I'm supposed to be security, the protector. You understand? It,
Yes. I don't think like these mothers understand the psychological effect that it affects the children. I don't think they do, and I think that's why they don't know how to handle situations like these. And like I said, we're not putting out anybody out here trying to bash you. We're trying to allow you to also go through the healing process. It's time for healing. Too many of these things has been happening for, it's like a taboo, and it's coming out now. It has been happening over the years, and we need to talk about it. It's for too long we've been sweeping it under the rug, and there's this big elephant in the room. We need to talk about it. We need to come out, speak about it, so that others can heal, others can feel comfortable knowing that, listen, oh, she went through it too. Oh, she did too. Oh, wow, she, oh my God, look at Lisa Hannah, look at the things that she's been through. You know what I'm saying? She's a beautiful lady. So it has nothing to do with looks or, whatever it is. People are just who they are. You understand? Now, what I want to find out from you, my guest, is this. Having gone through that experience, when it was time for you to have your own relationship, for a man to touch you, for a man to even have intercourse with you, how did that make you feel? How did you feel?
disgusting at first. I didn't love myself because if I'm being hated by my mother and father, that mean nobody not really love me. So I ended up hating myself. I had trust issues. Me not trust nobody. You understand? And as an adult, I'm sleeping, and me just get up, I burst out into tears, and it's happening from a child. So it's a little better now because me try to talk about it, but it still happen. Me just wake up and I cry, just a ball, just in Jamaican layman term, me just a ball on the place.
Right.
I've been asked what happened to me. It's hard to explain what happened. You understand? So, it, guys, it's not easy. Believe me, it's not easy. Talking about it now, it's not easy. I'm trying to be
Yes.
as strong as I can. You understand? And to tell someone else out there that has gone to the experience, don't give up. Never
Don't
give
give.
up.
Wow. You hear, guys, she's going through her experience, but at the same time, she's encouraging you, she's empowering you never to give up. Now, self hate, that's dangerous. Self hate. You're hating yourself for something that you didn't do to yourself. You're blaming yourself for something that you didn't do to yourself. That's hard. That is difficult. That is, especially when you reflect on it and all of this. But I just want to tell you guys, we're going to use this time to think about the positive aspect of our topic tonight. Okay? God heals. First and foremost, God heals. And this scripture in Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 17 says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they call thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." So we just want to know that if you've been through the same experience, God heals all wounds. He will take care of it. He will make you feel whole again. You just got to trust him. Talk to him just like how you'd want to talk to yourself or talk to somebody else. Just talk to God and he will understand. He knows everything. He knew it before it even happened. That's the thing. And one would say, but if God knows about it before it happens, why did he allow it to happen? Right? As I said, we go through phases and stages in life. Some it's because he wants us to learn a lesson, some because he wants us to be strong for other people. I know you won't understand that because you may have been the most perfect person, quote unquote, but he allows us to go through it so that we can be strong, we can be advocates, we can be intercessors, we can stand in the gap, we can support another woman who is not as strong as we are, because we know that God calls us strong, right? You can't be weak. You have to be strong, women and men of valor. So it's a lot of times when we try to understand how God works, and I'm just saying that's just one aspect of it that we can look at it. You understand? We can be innocent, but he allows us to go through some things because he wants to use us as his servants to serve other people. You understand? Yes. So God heals all wounds. Now, self-hatred, I'm going to touch a little bit about that right now. And I want you to know that it's not okay. It's not okay to hate yourself. Not okay to have that feeling of self-hatred. I know, it can be frustrating, but there is a limit on what your life is all about. There is a limit, and this goes and leads to mental health conditions that can be detrimental to one's life. We see the suicidal rate today, stress. You can become so stressed with anxiety, depression, clinical depression. And guess what? One day you might just say to yourself, look, I'm tired. I feel disgusted. Like you hear our guest here saying she felt dirty when it was time for her to enter into a relationship, her own relationship with a man, after going through rape, molestation as a child by her own father. Okay? In order for you to get over this feeling, I know it's not easy, but it is important. Let me tell you this, it is important to recognize that, yes, I'm going through this. So watch the signs, watch for the symptoms of self-hatred. Understand the reason, the causes that triggers the self-hatred in her situation. Because you know what? a lot of us, when we're adults now, we may suffer from anger, bitterness, resentment, all of that, being defensive. You're always putting up that wall. And some of us don't even understand that it's being caused by our childhood experiences. It's coming from way back. And I'm going to touch on the generational curse, the bloodline curse that passes down, because she has more to tell us tonight. Normally the show is for an hour, but we're going to go over a little bit tonight, because in this story, there's a message for somebody. There is a message for somebody. So it's not okay to hate yourself, but it does happen. But I want you to know the importance of facing this monster, realizing the effects, the powerful negative effects that it has on your life and the people around you. Because don't think that it's just you alone that will be affected. Because what about if, with her relationship now, the man who she's with, if she continues to dwell in that self-hatred, then it's going to start affecting him, and then it can cause her to lose that man. And yeah, we'll be real. We're being real up in here tonight. Yeah? Okay? Yeah. So the plan is to get over it. I know it's not easy. I may sound a little bit harsh, but you got to regroup yourself and tell yourself, look, stop beating on yourself. I didn't cause this to myself. I didn't cause this to myself. So some of the signs that you may experience when you are going through self-hatred is that you focus too much on the negative. You see yourself as life is either, mostly bad. Okay? It's like there's no line in between. It's okay sometimes to make mistakes too. But are we going to dwell on the mistake? No, I don't think so. Okay? Low self-esteem. You heard it from our guest. She had low self-esteem. She didn't feel worthy. She felt dirty. She felt stained. Once that feeling, go ahead.
Even growing up, you've been told that you're ugly, you're too black, because you've been twinned with other stuff where it's not pleasant to the eyes because of what you heard. So as an adult now, when somebody tell you that you're too beautiful, you're like, them have eyes, they can't see it because of what you've been told.
You've been hearing too much that you're ugly. So when someone tells you that you're beautiful, it's hard for you to grasp or think that they're real. They're for real, right?
Yes, if when somebody said they love you, yeah, you second guess it. Yeah, wonder is it real? Are they telling the truth? Because you're scarred in. It's not like you get a cut, but you're scarred. You understand? And the hurt
They always
is
say,
that.
yeah, they always say that, nothing like a woman scorned. And being scorned doesn't necessarily mean that it's a man who ill-treated you in a relationship. These are some of the things that could cause a woman to be scorned. She becomes defensive. She thinks like, okay, the man tell me same love me, but him really love me for true. And it bothers her. So it's now affecting her mind. It's like she doesn't even know who she is after a while too. Low self-esteem, seeking approval. So she's probably bothering the man. You really love me for true? And then the man be like, oh, what did I be here, man? I've been telling her that I love her. And the man probably most times genuinely love her. But guess what? Because of the trauma, you can't accept compliments. And you're trying to fit in sometimes. Some people, they try to fit in also. I don't know. Have you ever experienced that?
Well, for me, I try to stay away from the crowd. I'm mostly alone. It's too much crowd. There's some women not go there because I just feel like the odd one out. Even sometimes you're in a room then and you're there having a good conversation and maybe you chat and laugh and all of a sudden you just like you're zoned out. Everybody is there, but yes, your body is there, but it's like the whole face is blank because you're wondering why all sort of thoughts going through your head and it's
Yes, 'cause it will cause you to throw pity parties and you wallowing in pity parties for yourself. And you also afraid to dream big because you don't think that you can achieve all of that. Like you said, being called nicknames, going through the trauma, on top of that trauma upon trauma, because that's a trauma in itself. That's like bullying, that's a trauma. It's like you become so hard on yourself. You can't even take constructive criticism. And with that being said, most times it is great to seek assistance, medical assistance, to get therapy, to get counseling, being in a support group where like-minded people, meaning that people who've gone through the same thing in the same group, you talk about your experience and you might hear somebody else's experience and be like, but wait, but the thing my one bad, that encourages you. That gives you courage and hope to cope, as you often hear me say. You understand? When you hear you're in a support group where other people have gone through the same things, it gives you hope to cope. I'm telling you. It's not a bunch of ladies who are men, because men get sexually abused as children too, or even adults. Hey, you understand? So we're not just dwelling on women. We want to know the men, that we're not leaving you out because we see the things that happen to you as well. But we're focusing on our Black woman tonight. We're, woman empowerment, and also talking about how God comes into play when we go through all of these. You understand? So we talk about the causes of, we took out one main aspect, which is a self-hatred, and we talk about the negative causes and all of these things. And, we would, it could be childhood experience, bad relationships, bullying, like I mentioned, right? Traumatic, any other traumatic experience, things that triggers from the environment, teasing, all of these things, having a negative concept or notion of yourself, thinking that you're not worthy because you're not beautiful, because people telling you you're black and you're ugly. Really? You know? I mean, many other things, but the focus tonight is on this guest story, right? So, what I would say, if you are listening tonight and you're going through this, I would say face the monster, write down, the things that, if you don't have anyone to talk to or confide in, journal, write down the things that reflect on your day, how you felt, like what happened, right? Reflect, examine the situation and what would trigger you. If is it when somebody says something to you or you hear about somebody else's case, write down these things, right? Reason with yourself. It's okay to reason with yourself, right? Be your own critic, standing up for yourself, taking on the role of a stronger person that such as like a family, another family who cares, a friend, a stranger, because sometimes, let me tell you, believe it or not, strangers are the one who come to our rescue. You have to start thinking compassionately, even though you are going through what you're going through, but practice self-compassion. Stop beating up on yourself. Stop judging yourself as well, because you've heard it so often. You start judging yourself. So you have to have compassion on your own self. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to cause any further catastrophe. Spend time with positive people. So find people who are positive. Someone who will say it's okay. We will help you to get by. Seek God. Speak to God and, reason, sit down, take time out, find your own little solemn place and talk to Him. Or if you can, get counseling, see a therapist, take care of yourself in order to move forward in your life to live. You understand? So these are some of the things to overcome self-hatred because of traumatic experience. In this case, our guest was raped. If you're just joining, molested, and is still being mistreated, having gone through mistreatment as a child. Now, I just want to get back to you. Our conversation today, you also mentioned about you carrying the cross for your other siblings because you're the firstborn.
Yes, first child. So going to high school, you have homework that you have to do, you have projects and stuff that you have to do. And at the same time, your siblings, they come home and they have homework as well. And you they're asking for help, and you seem to say, just hold on a bit, let me finish my work, and then I'll help you with yours. And the next thing you know is that I get licked from all angles. Do it now. Put down that and do it now. You have to do their homework. So most times when I do get homework, I have to do it at school. So if a project where in high school, you're being put in groups where five somebody might in the group, I have to get zero because I can't contribute. You can't
Wow.
get to go to library. You can't get to really ask somebody nothing because first thing you hear, try your best, no beg nobody nothing, and all those stuff. So you have to be your own little corner then.
She's like, there's no
I've
time.
been I've been stressed to the point where my head hurt me until I just see my face get warm, and only to realize I'm having no bleeding because of how stress of everything is just like everything just tumble down on you as the eldest child. Sometimes you have no clue of what the next sibling has done, but the only thing you get beaten for it. And
You're
you do
getting
it, but
beaten.
you get beaten for it.
So, do you think that is stemming from the fact that your mother knew what was happening to you, but acting like she didn't know and is taking it out on you in that sense? Do you think that was what was happening?
Yeah, I strongly believe that. Because if you're my mom and you're supposed to stand up for your child, girl child at that, and you treating her, the only difference is that she is not, molest me, but it's still a wicked act. You beat me terribly, verbally, physically, even mentally,
Emotionally.
emotionally, every type of abuse I think of. And even until this day, she believed that no, I'm an adult. If she said jump, I should just jump until she tell me how high I reach. And I had enough of it now. I'm tired of it now.
So, what
I
you're
I
saying, because I know you sound, because we're trying to distort and all of that, you're saying that even to this day, you're still being mistreated by your mother?
yeah, up till this day. I the only one who have never ever rude to her any at
Now,
all.
let me ask you something. When whatever happened to you, the rape, the molestation happened to you as a child, I know you said you didn't know who to turn to, you know, you didn't know how to talk about it. Did you at any point from then to now sit with your mother and tell her what happened and how you are feeling, how you felt?
I haven't talked about the abuse, like the rape and stuff, but I try to talk about other things, and she's not easy to talk with. She get all offensive where
Hmm.
you trying to express your feelings. She get offensive. She get boisterous.
Wow.
So
Now, have you ever,
it's hard.
wow. Because that makes me think like, did she underwent the same thing? Had she gone through the same thing? Do you know what your mother's past is like? I mean, do you have, I mean, conversation at all to know what she was like growing up as a child herself, and she telling you about her rearing, her growing up?
Not in so many details, really. I know that her mother is alive, but she used to be between her mother and her grandmother.
Hmm.
But as I said before, I didn't spend all my years with her. I grew away from her. Um, my longest years of being around her, it would be probably a few years, not long,
Okay.
because searching for love, um, I got
Huh.
pregnant out of school. So
Wow.
getting pregnant out of school is another trouble again. I had to run away from home. So I didn't really spend much time to know anything about her background.
So you
So,
went searching for love. Your story sounds so similar, so exact to mine. I had the opportunity to speak on Minister Providence platform. And I know when we speak about these things, a lot of times people are like, oh, why don't you this or whatever? You telling no. It is about sharing the story to empower others, to assist others in their healing process, even the people who should have been there for us, protecting us, right? But I don't know if people don't get it, people don't understand it. You just said, you know, a lot. You just said a lot. And I'm saying that, wow, searching for love in the wrong places. That happened to me just the same. I got pregnant. Lucky for me, I finished high school. And there we go, we get pregnant. The same mother is the same one who is going to disgrace us and tell the whole community a bag of things about us, one bugger, right, about us. So we don't even feel secure if we say, boy, mommy, because this, and, show me no love and me go through this. Is like, there's no form of communication.
yeah, because when I got pregnant, I was around her, and the boyfriend at the time, she used to demand stuff from him, stuff that I I never like. You get pregnant, so they say you must eat cheese and you must eat this and you must eat that, and most of those stuff I hate it. And when he's buying them stuff come, I don't eat it. My siblings who eat it. And I remember
Mm.
one day I pulled one of the things and put it on. By the time I come back, it finished. And I said, but how comes? And by the time the word come out of my mouth, one box bowl.
Oof.
No
Blow.
up in your mouth, Tinya. No up in your mouth, Tinya. You're this, you're that, you're terror, you're terror, you're terror. That's how it is.
Painful. Well, guess what, guys? It is more painful to be silent. When we speak about the things that we've endured, the trauma, it is like letting out. Just like when we cry, it's a language that God understands. It's like letting out, pouring out. Because let me tell you something, you swing pipe under pressure and there's no way to let out the pressure, it will bust. A whole heap of we wear war mask, trying to keep and suppress all of that inside, bottled up. And sometimes we go and people come at us and we're so defensive and aggressive and angry and bitter. And other men who we would end up be in relationships with would think that, yeah, it's from another relationship. Not necessarily, it's because of the childhood experiences, terrible experiences that we went through. But I'm happy that you have a gentleman. Sounds like you have a gentleman.
Yes, because he, honestly, he ensured the best for me. He as somebody we can talk to or reason with. Um, Sometimes me tell him certain things, he look at me like they look like, then really she go through that. She really go through that. And if we
Wow.
have a disagreement, he not take it paint a picture.
Mm-hmm.
He don't use it as a poster or a need or something to stick you with. He not do it, none at all.
And how long have you been in this relationship approximately?
Almost, almost, probably almost 4 years now. Yeah, about that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I hope that this relationship will last. It will grow into marriage and, forever, you know, for better or for worse. Because no matter what, we still need that partner, that companion, that ride or die, that protector, because the men, they're the kings in our lives. We know God is above all and everything. You understand? But when good men come around, you know, it's a good thing to keep. Just like good women come around, it's a good thing for keeps, you know. And tonight, you know, I it's like your story, I'm reliving my story, but we're strong. We're strong. We're strong. And you're a a true champion, a true conqueror. I just want you to know that from one woman to another woman. You understand? I just want you to feel empowered. I know it's not an easy thing. Some of us, like I mentioned, it takes a while for us to get over it, to truly and really get over it. But it's never an easy task, right? So we spoke about you being raped, molested by your father, and some of the mistreatments that you experienced as a child. Being the first child, you were always buffed. You all know what that means, right? You were always buffed even when it wasn't you, but it's like you had to carry the cross for your siblings, and it's just not right. You know, and I hope there was no favoritism there. And I hope that your mother didn't know what was going on. When I say didn't know, I hope that she in herself didn't know and acted like she didn't know, if you get what I'm trying to say, and was using it against you. Now, have you, I asked you before, but I'm going to ask you again in another sense. Have you really told your mother blatantly that, Mom, my dad raped me? Have you said it in such words or similar words?
Yes, I told her exactly
And what
what
did she
happened.
say? What did she say about it? What did she do?
Like she's in denial. That's it.
Was
It's
she
just,
taking it for the man?
she don't she don't try to like it comfort me or anything. She just it come like I was talking to a seal or a stool with lifeless or something. Nothing.
You know, I mean, I understand with them
Yeah.
mother here, you know, and include my mother. And if she listen tonight, as me say, it's not about bashing. I mean, I understand because I am now a mother. I have a daughter who is a mother, and no matter what, blood thicker than water should be thicker than water. But many times, as strangers come to our rescue. So, what I want to know with us mothers, why? I mean, I understand, say, back then, you can say people did fool, kind of, yeah? Or them two did go through the same. Don't think that is not something that comes down the bloodline, you know. Most of these times, I just saw the devil work, him just set it up where it just come down and it trickle down and it trickle down. But it has to be a point where somebody take the onus and say, this is where it stop. Stop. Enough is enough. And mothers, I'm gonna say this again. I am a mother too. I'm in the learning process too, and I'm not here pointing any fingers, because when you point four, it's pointing back at you. So let me include myself for the disclaimer. But mothers, let me tell you this. We need to stop the nonsense. We need to listen to our children. Take time out, especially with firstborn. Not treat with so bad. Not treat with so Russian. Not treat with so rough. Because we never do nothing. We didn't call anything on ourselves. We never asked somebody if it fund. We never asked somebody if it put them penis in. We never asked somebody. None of that. Okay? We're innocent. And if you learn of it, whether then or now or to come, I think you should have some sympathy. Have some sympathy. Welcome, 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 Sister Listed. Welcome tonight. You know, and any conqueror on here, whether you're a mother or you have a mother and you're listening, I hope what I'm saying is gonna make some sense. Listen to your children. At least take up for your pitney them until proven guilty. And even when them proven guilty, you still can't bash them, because you don't know. You have to find out the underlying cause, why that happened, how did that happen, and all of these things. You understand? Because even, let's say, for the child, they push up themselves on the man them for big and great or no say them not for do it. Them supposed to shelter the children, love them, and said, no, 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 my child. I'm your dad, I'm your uncle, I'm your grandfather, I am your brother, because it happens across the globe with the different relationships. You understand what I'm saying? It not right. It just don't right.
No, not to cut you. No, I tell my kids, you say, look here. You say if you're in an environment and you feel uncomfortable or somebody make you feel uncomfortable, talk right there and then. Talk right there and then, because me now
Right,
make
this
what
up.
me go through, who not go through it too. Me
And
say,
guess what? You're a good
anybody,
mother, because it could be a case where the trend would continue, where you look at yourself and you still feel worthless and unworthy, and you'll be like, living in denial, so to speak, still wearing that mask and living in denial. So if, let's say for argument, God forbid, that should happen to your daughter or son, because like I said, not only females are raped or molested or mistreated, the males do too. Okay, let's say God forbid that should happen. When you go curse your pitney first, sit down and listen to them and pick sense out of nonsense. Go to God, say, God, I'm tired of this. Enough is enough. Help me, deliver us. Show me how to deal with this. But it has to stop today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. Yeah, this moment. This moment. And there are some scriptures I wanted to quote where we often hear parents jump up and say, just like you said, your mother told her, say, she carry a comma, so she's making you feel even more guiltier, yeah, guiltier. Oh, I me carry a comment, so who are you when me thought no dog bark? I'm sure that
yeah,
was how you felt.
yeah, because even oh, I'm an adult. It's like she want to control what I do, how I do, and why I do. And in a sense, she hasn't lived any life where they say as an example for me to follow. So when I rather to make my own mistake, knowing what I've been through, I rather to make my own mistake and learn from it than she to tell me what to do, because
So
I
you're
know
saying
what I've
that,
been
just
through.
to reiterate for the audience, she's not or has not even lived an exemplary life for you to follow. So you won't even take a chat from her now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
that's exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm not so good with the English, but a real Jamaican would understand.
Right.
It's better for me. I don't know about somebody else, but for me, it's better for me to make my own mistake and learn from it than she to come tell me to this or that.
Wow.
Matthew, I don't hate her. I don't have no hate for her because I don't know the reason why she treat me the way she have treated me.
Have you
But
ever
I'm
asked
at
her
a
that
point.
question?
I tried once and it never ended proper. It never did. So I just leave it alone.
Wow, your story sounds so similar to mine. Oh my God. I remember the time, 30 years old I was. I came to the United States, and I remember one day my mom was sitting in the backyard and I said, Mother, we need to talk. I want to know why we don't have a relationship, why there's no bond, why there's no attachment. And boy, it never end well at all. So we hear these stories every day. And as one of our conquerors saying, this has been happening from 200 years abuse, so we should try to protect our children and know better. Yeah, man, a time for we know better. And if my mother listen now, a message to you, you're supposed to know better now. Don't feel no way. It's not time to feel bad. And if I should call you one day, because me think may need to have a conversation with my mother. I say it all the time. And because these incidences, you hear them every day. I have the opportunity to speak with people, including you, my guest, right? You hear in other media or medium, other people going through the same thing. So it's nothing new. But what are the parents doing? The parents, and we're all parents, right? What are we doing to curtail this? What are we doing to alleviate this stress? What are we doing for our children? I mean, I know say some pitney them don't want to hear from the parents them. Yeah, the Bible talk about your mothers up against daughters, fathers up against son, and all these things. But at the end of the day, if I'm reaching out to you, you can't tell nobody say, "Oh, I'm the worst person ever." I'm reaching out to you. We wipe the slate clean. Why can't we wipe the slate clean? Sit as a family. So when we talk about family reunion, these are some of the are the bones that we need for pick, and pick in an amicably fashion, you know, where we can sit and speak cordially and nobody not feel offended. We need to stop push these things under the carpet and deal with the situation. Cause my mother have a lot to say to me, you know. My mother have a lot to say to me. She may not want to say, but I know she has a lot. She owes me a lot in terms of a lot to say to me with how she treated me as a child. And I myself can say I am a firstborn as well. Why the firstborn them have to go through so much for the rest? Is it that we remind them of things that they've been through?
And funny enough, she has her favorite child, or children, I should say, because now the one that will
Jesus.
get the pet up and the pretty up and everything, they are the one that is so disrespectful to her. They are the one who is so how do I put it? Them disar up as them have a mind, and I am the only one who gets everything that is bad. Never ever rude to her. But
You
it reached
know,
to a
I
point
can
now.
say you are so right, you know, true. Because I've never really disrespected my mother. Me only remember telling her one time so she bad mind, and me not think that a disrespect because I just share this real. I came from Jamaica, came on vacation. I was redundant from the bank I used to work with in Jamaica. No fault of mine. And I said, boy, for all these years, I was struggling on my own. Remember, my mother wasn't there for me from childhood days. I got through high school, even though I lived with her for a while. My mother don't know how me finish high school. My father don't know how me finish high school. I'm gonna go layman's term now. I know I have a wide, diversified guests or audience, right? But I'm gonna go down a little bit in my culture right now. And I know they do love to hear us talking patois. We have to embrace that too, yeah? My mother and father don't know how me finish high school. My boom drive enough time go to school. Dangerous thing. Go to my guidance counselor, get assistance, get lunch. Right? Me do look a thief into confession good for the soul. Go the people them stall one time, me not have no food and hungry, I bite me and thief them banana chips and them suck and so. Yeah? But thank God, help came my way because I opened my mouth. From a long time I know the closed mouth don't get fed. And my guidance counselor, I will forever say it, Mrs. Sonia Allen, anywhere you're there, big up yourself, my mother. She one of my mother. Yeah. My mother beat me already. Just because me stop at school, I do track and field. And because me never feel, me always afraid to go sit down and talk to my mother. So we never have no bond. And the woman beat me one time already till it swell up, beat me, broke up a map stick for me. You know what I mean? And those are the things that we're talking about. We're sharing tonight because if we're not careful, these are the same things that pass down the line to our children and our children's children and our children's children. We have to stand up and decide, say enough is enough and break the curse because a lot of this is demonic. It is a curse. Sometimes we're not in control over it, but when we are in Christ, we know say, oh, for deal with it because he armored us with the words, with the weapons to deal with the curse and stand up and break curse and get deliverance. Enough church not talk about these things because them not believe in a deliverance. But may I say, my mother treat me bad. Me there my mother house and me go talk the things them and me say, me now make she feel bad, it's to heal. We need to talk about it and say, mother, why did you do this to me? I know it's my guest show tonight, but may I share my story to a testimony Thursday. I'm a mother and stepfather. She knew. Then lock off the heat for me. I may have to sleep in the house, pad up like a outer door, me day. Pad up in the house and she know wanna lie me, I tell her. Pad up in her gloves and bungle up in her one up her clothes. Me I feel sleep in the house because the house them because it's a two-story, well, upstairs downstairs, and they had the authority where them could lock off the upstairs switch and you know downstairs. All right, and when you come upstairs you come like a deep freezer coming and you step downstairs warm like oven. And my mother looked at me one day and when me asked her, because one thing with me, I was always a fearless girl. People may have misconstrued my boldness and fearlessness for being rude, and disrespectful. But like I said, I've never told my mother better than them something. They never. But me tell her one time already, so she bad mind. And I did have a right to tell her some bad mind, because the woman where she did go on with did look like she was a total stranger to me. But let me tell you this incident with the call. My mother them lock off the electricity for me in the middle of winter and tell me, say she don't know. Me have to go ask my stepfather about it. And when me ask him about it, them are going like they don't know, say, at them lucky off. You know what me used to do? When them gonna work, me find the thermometer switch and me turn it on and make the heater run all day and me warm and nice and cozy. And I said to myself, say, why she wicked so? I be used to say it. Yeah. And when me know she near to come from work, me turn it off, box up, they can get back cold, because it will get cold in no time, because we're talking about the freezing point of winter. My mother do that to me. And these are questions I would want to ask my mother. And yes, I'm saying it publicly because that's my story. When I tell my story, a lot of people come on already for talk their mouth full of crap. But until you went through it, you can't tell my story for me. But today, I forgive my mother, but I would want to ask her, why did you do that to me, mother? Why? If you're listening, and I know you will hear, if you're not, why did you do that to me? Again, when I tell my mother, say her husband at the time did I put words to me. My mother hate my feet and she talk all manner of evil behind my back as a daughter. When I got pregnant, again, like our guest, seeking love, because, you wanted to feel affection and feel belonged. People like us went in search of love in the wrong places, and I ended up getting pregnant. And my mother put abortion to me. That's why my mother me go ask you for break the curse they off for my first daughter. All one time she no want to talk to me. And not my fault, because I try my best with my first daughter no matter what. I go through a whole heap of things with them because of them. So even if she don't want to talk to me now, me be the bigger one, I try to reach out, but sometimes I will give her space until she find herself. Because these are things that we need to talk about. Because when I go up on Minister Providence show, people went behind my back calling her to tell her nonsense. And I'm here to clear the air publicly. Because some things is not that we're trying to air our dirty laundry in public. It's about allowing somebody else to heal. You understand? It's about allowing somebody else to feel empowered and feel worthy, that you're not the only one who has gone through situations like these. You understand what I'm saying? I remember when I was working, because your story, because I'm going to allow you to speak, my guest, because like I said, listening to your story, having talked to you outside of this show, I was like, man, you sure you're not me, I'm not you? Yeah? I remember when I had my son and I was working at the hospital. My daughter left my house because she feels that my jurisdiction, right? She don't want to live under my discipline. She carry money in my house and all them something after me. I work hard, I work public safety jobs, in other words, security job, just to make ends meet after she was put out by her father. I'm gonna say it again. And today, when I'm telling the people, she put that man on a pedestal and don't even look for me. And I'm just saying that as family, we have too many dysfunctional family, and these are some of the things that is causing havoc and separation and disharmony within our family units. My mother take up my daughter and left the house knowing say, me I beg my daughter keep my son for me now. And some would say, why you want your daughter keep your picking your fear picking, you're supposed to find a way out. No, she never have her papers, and me I look about her papers. Me take her from Jamaica after her father put her out and decided so that's my firstborn no matter what. And I was just asking her to assist me while I assist her. And my mother take her up and left the house and know say me have to reach her work 4 o'clock. Many days me stand up all in the cold, a ball, a wait upon them, and I said, why my mother would I do this? She know, I may call them phone on top of it, and she'd never answer. Why you do that, mother? We have a lot of things to talk about, not just me and my mother, but a lot of us, we went through it. And especially us firstborn, we go through it. We go through it. So when we tell our stories and we come out publicly and speak, it's not about bashing, and it's our story. Who feels it knows it. Today, who didn't know something could have sit on here? So thank God I'm getting over my anger and my bitterness, because it cost me relationships. You understand what I'm saying? Even though some of them never did supposed to in, because being in a relationship with married men, that not supposed to happen, but I was. But I think God made me go through it so I can come today and support another woman and counsel another woman and let her know that, listen, I know that we're seeking love, but the greatest love of all is Jesus Christ's love. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. That's why he makes me today. I can counsel. I'm an advocate. I'm a coach. I'm a specialist. I'm a chaplain. Yeah. I wear many hats. And it's not about bragging rights. It's about how God take us from the dirt to channel us so that we can come and demolish the curses that we've been through and others are going through. From wound to wisdom, from pain to purpose, from the pit to the palace, and we could go on and on. My mother do me some things, I see my mother do people things too, and it's not right. My desire is to see me and my mother can sit down and talk about these things and she not get upset. It's not about it. We're supposed to can face it. We talk about the self-hatred that our guest spoke about tonight and the ways of tackling the self-hatred. My mother was supposed to reach a point now where we can go and say, Mommy, we need to talk to you, big woman thing. I don't want you to get angry and upset. It's not about that. Reason with me and tell me, did you go through what me go through? Why you deal with me, son? You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know what she's been through as a child. She could, for all I know, she could have also been abused sexually as a child and didn't know how to deal with it. And all of that caused her to deal with me, don't know how to deal with situations and dealt with me the way how she did. And for my daughter,
that's the thing I don't
exactly.
understand. Because if you've been hurt and you've been hurt to a point, I'm just saying, how do you expect me to feel if you've been through? I'm just wondering, if you've been through what I've been through, why you treat me the way you treat me?
Exactly.
You should be the
And like,
woman to be.
just like you're setting an example for your daughter or children right now. Like I said, it's not about any gender right now because it happens on both sides, right? And you can come and see it and say to yourself, no, sir, I'm going to tell my daughter, say it's okay to come and talk to me. I'm going to tell my son it's okay to come and sit and talk with me about anything that is bothering you. Because that's why you find a lot of people straight, them go turn gay, right? Either lesbian or homo, whatever we call it, because them not nobody if you sit down and talk to the people who we're looking up to be there for us. Just like when we say, Lord Jesus, have mercy, and we know he's our father first. I see when we look up to our earthly fathers and mothers, and when we look, guess what? Them not there for we. So what we do? So when we go through some stuff in our life and we go through all kind of manner of evil and we come and we overcome and we become conquerors and more than conquerors, nobody must sit down and be judgmental of any other person until you're in that position. Because some of us, we didn't ask for what happened to us. Some of us, yeah, we do some things and we make some errors and we failed and we made some mistakes, but it was because we didn't know better. It was because of ignorance. It was because of no parental guidance. It was because of lack of communication and all of these things. We just lost our guest. I'll just keep talking while she, hopefully she rejoins us, right? Again, if you're joining us for the first time, I know we've been here for a while, but our guest was telling her story about being molested, raped by her own father. Daddy, don't touch me. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're supposed to be protecting. Imagine your own pitney. Some we call it incest and all these things. And why you tell her that these things are demonic or of the devil? A lot of times out of these incests, pregnancy comes into play. We hear about Faye Ellington. If you didn't know, Faye Ellington was raped and she only had one child, and that one child was out of that rape incident. And I'm going to say other people, sometimes we see them come and the baby them born looking one kind of way, like Down syndrome, or them look half human, half whatever it is, because of the curse, because some of these pregnancies were born out of incest, meaning that family rum. In Jamaica, we call it family rum kind of business, yeah? And sometimes sometimes they do it knowingly, because I saw them grow up come see royal family, because we know royal family all them do, you understand? But when we see things happen, we can't let it continue just spread way and get out of control. So we have to stand up one day and say, no man, enough is enough. Oh, thank you so much, Shauna Hilton. You're now a conqueror. We thank you for coming into our space. You could have been elsewhere. Thank you for finding us, and I hope that you will not be a stranger. Please share our live and, always come back to see what's going on over here. You understand? What we do, we empower, we invigorate, we advocate, we inspire, right? We assist people. Just to let you know, we also have a non-for-profit, and we are here to assist others, those who are impoverished, those who are in lesser positions than, most of us. Okay? We motivate, right? And I want you to know, as a woman yourself, we don't need to find our voices. We already have that power within, right? We don't need to give it up by being silent, because it's too painful to be silent. You know how many years for me, and I don't know, for me, even though I was molested, until some people tell me, say, oh, because me did in league with it, so to speak, and me didn't know, and me a whore from me 8 years old. Man tell me that, the man who me confide in, the man tell me, say, me a whore from me 8-year-old. Can you imagine that? But you know what? Sometimes we go through some things are good for me, because me should even have a relationship there. So me I go say are good for me. You understand? But God help me that when him tell me that, I just look on it and say, wow, now I know what kind of man you are. And me if I lay down back in a bed with you, and guess what? Guys, me still did lay down back in a bed with him even after that. And some of the times it's because we consider ourselves even not knowing, unworthy, the self-esteem, and no matter how we feel highly about ourselves, it's acting out otherwise. So it's like we're living a lie, kind of. We're living in denial and don't even know it. Literally don't know it. As I mentioned earlier, there was two scriptures I want to talk about, because in her situation, my situation, you hear them say, oh, we must always be obedient to our parents and all of these things. But it also tells us that don't provoke your children to wrath. I had to go through the process, Hilton, for sure. And I want to send a message to my firstborn as well. So listen, anybody where you sit down and take foolish advice from and I try to live in animosity with me as your mother, come here, go put it out there, because when I sit down behind my back and I tear me down, I may not have no secret, because the work that I'm doing now to support other families, women and men, I have to be transparent. Don't sit down and follow people. May your mother. And no matter what, I am here for you. Because as me tell you, if it wasn't for me, you would not be in America today. Probably would, but I'm me. And I'm not trying to talk about the things that I've done for you. Just don't burn the bridges. Don't burn the bridges and talk ill of your mother because of other people. Even if I was a bad person, see the good way in where it in me or where in me. Even if I was a bad person, see the good that's in me. Yeah, I want to have a relationship with all of my children. That's my desire. So me don't want nobody thinks that I'm a bad parent. You see, she of all persons should know a lot of the stuff that I've even been through in that relationship. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, Miss Hilton, she will turn. She will understand, because she's also a parent today. You understand? My desire is for my family to be in one accord. We might know lovey-dovey, But we don't need to hate nobody, but we need to live in a way where if something is happening to me, we live out a way, everybody else live in a one place or near each other. Them supposed to can call and check on me and say, hey, Cleo, how you doing? And me supposed to can feel comfortable calling them and say, hey, how you doing? No farmer animosity. Because I pray every day to God and say, if there be anything in me that's not supposed to be, take it out of me, because it's not easy to forgive people, conquerors. It's not easy to forgive, because sometimes when you even think you forgive and you remember some things, you find yourself start getting a one little mode and so. You understand what I'm saying? But God, only Him can truly heal us and allow us to truly overcome and forgive some people. Call my mother or my father him. I'm going to talk about him too, because my father never have nothing positive to tell me. The other day I had the opportunity to be interviewed on TVJ Jamaica a couple months ago. And the man go send me a message and said, because me come on TV meetings and my whatever can make party. You tell me now. Sometimes we have to cut off some people. You ever hear the saying, Seto? I understand that sometimes we have to cut off some people just to have a space that is clear. The aura is a good, positive one, and love them from a distance. But at the same time, we're supposed to have a relationship where just in case something happens, we're not that distance, if you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah? None of the time for live a back a wall and back a bush. Back then we used to tell picnics to them born when mother gonna market and born back a cow and the cow jump over the moon. No. Any wound that we have, let's get some salt and water and dress that wound. Because simple thing as salt and water, that's what they use even in the hospitals to clean that wound. Unless it's a stage 4 wound where you have to go in and go down and it gone to the bone and so. But a regular wound, salt and water. So let's get some salt and water and deal with these wounds that some of them are not yet healed 100%. And even if they're healed, even if that wound is healed, you don't want to repeat that hurt anymore. Yeah, man, you have to cut them off sometimes. So sometimes you deal with them, which in my daughter, one would say, oh, she probably cut me off, I have peace of mind, but me not do her nothing. Me try to help her. Me have people who can vouch for me right now. So anything my daughter said behind my back, she know most of it a lie. I remember this year, I took it upon myself and me call my daughter and said, look here, big man thing, and me, can you come here? So guess what? Me, I gotta be the bigger one. I gotta give you the opportunity. I gotta open up the airwaves. I'm gonna want you to vent. Just vent. Because I wanted to hear her out. I took that autonomy and I did that this year. Because I tell myself, say, look here, any life for me did I live before, it's time that me buckle up. Time too short now. Because we don't know when we're going to hear the trumpet, the sound. And I called her and I say, go ahead, me open up the airwaves. Me say, vent. Anything want me do you, and anything want me not do you, vent. I gave her that space. And she did. And we corrected some things that she was saying, right? And I took onus, even if I wasn't the one who blundered, I took the onus and said, okay, me bear the blame feet. You understand? Yeah. As parents and children, we need to stop the tear down. We need to stop it. My daughter, she's doing it and you need to stop, Shakira. You need to stop. And my mother, me and her need to have a conversation, because we need to get it together, guys. Them something here, supposed to happen. It happened, but we have to try to find some way of facing the monster, facing the Goliath there, and cut it down and say enough is enough. And yes, it stop. Sisters and sisters, brothers and sisters, brothers and brothers, yeah? Mothers and daughters and sons, fathers and daughters and sons, the whole family. We need to get it right. So even if we, a time face, so if our parents them did go through for them trauma, Make us squash it out now. Tell me where you go through, make you treat me so I treat other people. So make we heal together. Let's heal together. One big family. Yeah, make we heal together. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Make we heal together. And you have some man, them put you through some stress to in a life, you see, and then them play the victim. You know, right? So men like you, it's not right. You hear Miss Palmer, I think she probably felt, started to what you call it now, break down, and I understand, right? Because she hasn't joined me back. I understand. I know she probably be watching, but she gave us enough information that we can elaborate on and lament on tonight. We need to fix it. We have to fix it. For too long, the elephant, just this big old elephant just in our room, and we not stop. We are sweeping up, and all now we not sweep up properly because we just find the mat and the rug, and we just say, you go underneath this, so, and then we do like we are sweep. No, take out all I dust, lift up that rug and the mat there and dash you out the door. Yeah? Yes. Let's throw it away. Let's fix the problems. Let's fix the issues. Let's fix them once and for all. Let's ask God to direct us. Yeah. Enough things with the life we see happening in my family. No family not perfect, but hey, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, even if we're not best buddies, at least everybody's supposed to have a heart that's clean now, or we get everything off our chest and we talk about it. So that's what family reunion should be all about too. Where everybody, anything where you have against me, you hear it. Anything when we have against you, we hear it in a respectful manner. But we still have to face it. So nobody not supposed to get angry because we're all healing together. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. Stress. People are commit suicide because them full up. Pressure reach them are bust. Nowhere to let it out. We've been wearing masks for years. Let us learn our family history. Let us learn our family line and decide if we cut off what needs to cut off. The devil can't continue. He's already a loser, so why would make him feel like he might win? The devil can't win. Come on, people of God. Eh? And we say we are read Bible every day and we are praise God every day. What are we doing it in spirit and in truth? And as I said, I include myself. Because enough time I swear to me I worship in spirit and truth, and I look back on myself and take retrospect. Me not ready yet. You know what I mean? Me not ready yet either. But I know better now. So I can speak. I can come out boldly. I have this the spirit of fearlessness, and I can come out and speak because we all need to heal. You understand what I'm saying? Because you think you can go to heaven with all of that inside, bottle up inside of that. You're not going to heaven with that. You're mad? So let us, as parents or guardians, be supportive of our loved ones when they come to us and they say this has been happening or they're going through this. Sit down, listen. Listening is one main ingredient in communication. Listening is important. Listening. You know, my grandmother used to say, pick sense out of nonsense. Let people vent. It may sound one kind of way, but sometimes you have to allow people to vent, because when people vent, just like, you're being a customer service on the phone and one customer call and they not stop cuss and cuss. But if you really sit down and listen to that customer, there's so much that you would get out of that conversation or out of that venting. I'm telling you, of experience. I'm speaking of experience. Yeah? You will learn so much when someone vents something that you thought you had known and you had no clue, no idea. You know, it takes a community to raise a child, and that community should be one as a safe haven, one that a child should feel safe and not feeling like, oh, that's my predator. There goes my predator. There goes, just like a lion waiting to prey on a lesser animal who not strong as him. You know, fathers, stop molested children in the right. Uncles, stop molested children them in the right. All my uncle them, none of them need to come apologize to me. Me not call nobody name, but them know themselves. Them need to come and apologize and make we talk about it. You know, as I was saying earlier, that for me, I grew up with all this trauma, but I never hated them. But how it affected me was more so that I was always easily angered, always defensive. I was always putting up that defense, yeah, right away. And I used to hear people say it to me, but I just didn't want to hear it. And like I said, I had no control over not wanting to accept it either. But when you come to a space and a stage now where you realize that no man, everybody has said the same thing, then you know something must be wrong, and we start take retrospect. It's okay, even if you don't want to do it in front of people or the same people who has been telling you about yourself. It's okay to sit aside and say, what going on with me? What really a going? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if we have to cry out for help, if we have to cry tears and let out some of the pressure, you know, so that we can ease the pain and seek help. You know, find someone who, you know, they're not gonna judge you, even though these days who you don't even know who to trust, because a best friend always have a best friend, and when you think they're being confident, them have a thing on street up. But guess what? I'm so happy that I can sit here, so you don't have to be any village lawyer for my story anymore. I can sit right here and tell my own story, and at the same time uplifting another woman, empowering another woman. You understand? Because sometimes some people feel that because you go through certain things, they have something on you. No, you got it wrong. And because of this mentality, we start having pity parties, like I mentioned earlier. We start feeling worthless. We start feeling like, okay, you know, like you hear our guest spoke about, she hated herself. She didn't, when it was time for her to enter into a relationship with a man, she felt dirty. She said she felt dirty. She felt disgusted. Can you imagine? Just imagine the psychological effect. The psychological effect and the psychological affect. The emotion. Yeah? It can put in a place where you can reach to the brink where you say, look here, I don't want to live no more. That's why a lot of people commit suicide. Because for one, when they're trying to reach out to other people to talk to them, they cut them off. For two, they just feel like, oh, I don't need to sit and talk to anybody about this, so I'm trying to deal with it myself. And then all that pressure, it just reach a boiling point where it just explode. Yeah? So let us come together, advocate, talk about our stories. I know not everybody's at that place, but there's no blame game, there's no shame, because when we tell us, say, if you think say you alone, many of us out here has been molested, abused, physically, sexually, every alley, financially. Because you know, some people, like even when we in a relationship with men, they try to hold back money from us and tell us, oh, them want this or that. You understand? Yes, Sister Lisette, right? Them want this or that. It's like favor for favor. And you feel like, oh, Lord God, may I forgot us bag my face and do whatever. No, we don't have to. Let's stand up. Let's rise up and know that God created us as his royal priesthood, not a royal family where the royal family, them do all kind of foolishness, yeah? But his royal, his esteemed priesthood, his holy nation, his chosen generation, his elects, the people who he chose, right? It's not what man say about you. No man can validate you. When I say man, I'm talking about whether it be he, she, the old lady, and everybody. No man cannot validate you until you've been in someone's shoe or situation and walk the talk. You don't really know what that person goes through. You can only imagine. and say, boy, I understand. You understand? You can only imagine. But this is no place to be judgmental and start casting stones and be like, oh, but she should have known better, or oh, she should have known better. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. If me didn't know, yeah. That's why you find a lot of children running away. You hear so them missing, some of them are run away. My daughter also, the same daughter on the ear me I talk about. The first thing that happened was that she ran away before she got pregnant. And I know that, yes, what was happening between her father and I, yes, it had an effect on her. I can understand that. But it's like I had no control over what was going on. You know, I felt like I was bullied. I was, you know, mistreated. I was lied on. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. But it affects the children. And some of them, they're not strong enough to know how to deal with it. Some of them run away. Some of them, you never see them again. So, with that being said, I hope that the message here tonight, exactly, education. So even the parents them from way back then, we're in an age where information is out there. So edify yourselves. We're talking about the parents and back then who probably did I say, oh, them never privileged, they were not edified, they were not educated or counseled on how to deal with problems or certain situations that were happening in their family, right? Because them never have a mother who teach them, their mother never have a mother who teach them, and their mother never have a mother, and so on and so on. But now you've been hearing these stories every single day. Internet, Google University is there, therapists. So even if you don't feel like you want to come, and I'm just going to use my mother, like you feel like you don't want to come and sit with me and talk to me, find a therapist. Find someone who you can let it out with. So, you know, those parents, so that you can heal, and then now everybody can come together and, you know, look at the situation and said, okay, going forward, this is how we are going to do. And we can use our story, share with somebody else, and let them know that, look, that's not the way. It is okay. Don't blame yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. It's okay to err. But when you repetitiously, you continue over and over and over and over and over and over, then that's something else. You need more help. Okay? So tonight message, also remember that God heals all wounds. Jeremiah 30 verse 17. If you've never yet heard or read of that scripture verse, I would suggest you can do so, right? Equip yourself with knowledge, wisdom, with the word of God, and know that He's always in our midst. He knows everything that we go through even before it happens, and He's never. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe He's brought me this far to leave me. I just can't give up now. You know why? As I said, too many people are depending on me. And I don't believe He's brought us this far to leave us. So no matter what our experience is, as long as we don't stay and wallow in it and keep a pity party and hold back on ourselves, only you can limit yourself. Just remember, your concerns concern us, and together we conquer. And as a conqueror would say, Sister Liz said, it's getting better and better. Thank God. Technology and education, wisdom and knowledge. Yeah, man, see God too. Make Him be, the time Not just read your Bible, get to know God, to reason with him. And if you feel like there's nobody among you on earth who you can go and, confess and relate whatever you're going through, God, he listens. He listens. He's always there. He's always ready to pick that line up and to listen to you. Once you search for him, seek his face, go and pray to him, he will answer you. He said, knock and it shall be open. He says, ask and it shall be given. He said, seek and we shall find. And parents, stop telling the children about me bring you come here. Yes, I'm guilty. I used that phrase a lot back then too. Yeah. Stop telling them, I'm me bring you come here. Oh, so that means when me tell us to do so, or when me don't do the what. No, please don't do it. You understand? Let's speak life. Let's speak positivity. Encouraging words, motivating words, kind words, the fruit of the Spirit. Let that rest and remain with us. All the fruit of the Spirit: gentleness, kindness, faithfulness, love, joy, peace, self-control. Because a lot of times we get out of control too because of all that bottled anger and that turns into bitterness. Too many people are dying these days of too many ailments that I don't know where they come from, because stress can lead to so many things. Stress can kill, can lead to all different kinds of diseases and ailments, sicknesses, you name it. We don't want no more of that. We want to heal the world. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make it a better place for you and for me. And just know that God, he never leaves us. Be encouraged. Mothers need to have a more family talk, mother and daughter and son. Yeah, man. And without feeling, without putting up a defense, without having that mindset. Because you know what happened? What's the problem? Sometimes a lot of us find ourselves where before we even start talking and having dialogue, we just tell ourselves, I don't want to hear what she have to say now. So we already condition our mind, say, when she come with what she have to say, I don't even want to hear what she have to say, because I'm just going to get bringle. And with that, there's no solution. It's just going to cause more anarchy, more chaos and confusion. And we don't want that. We want love. We want peace. We want joy. I know it's easier said than done, but that's what we are to promote. So stop conditioning our mind about the negativity and just have an open mind. Have a mind of Christ. See others through Christ's eyes. Can you imagine, say, if God decides to don't love you for all of the nonsense and what we're doing in this world and the things and what we're doing, we deny him, we mock him, we persecute him, we chastise him, we do all manner of evil, we disrespect him, we dishonor him, but him still love us. Hey, God, I want good God doing, man. He's a good God. He's a good. Imami Daddy, Imami Daddy, Imami Daddy, Jesus, Ami Daddy, I will not suffer. I will not beg no bread. You know why? Cause Imami provider. I will not beg no bread. Imami daddy yo, ima for your daddy too. Ima your daddy yo. Ima we daddy yo. Jesus are we daddy yo. Can you imagine if God decides to leg off of we and make we left with the mercy of this world? So I saw we have to think now as parents. Like me say, I made some mistakes. I acted out of revenge, anger because of the things that were done to me. I didn't know better. But today, thank God, I know better. Me know enough more better. So that's why when people gonna sit down and try to judge me when I speak of my story, me not pay them no mind. Me not pay them no mind because them not reach the which part me reach yet why them can behave so. I just have mercy on them and just say, God, forgive them because they know not what they've done. Them not reach the space, them not reach the levels yet. Level up, people. Let us level up. Yeah? Let us level up And as one of the conquerors said, we need to have more family talks. We're promoting that. Let's get together. Let's burn the animosity. Let's burn everything, the differences, whatever you name it. Yeah. Let's come together and live in harmony. Be humble. One of the main thing what cause the problem is a lot of us still full of pride and haughtiness, and we don't understand that is of the devil. Yeah. Yeah, pride are one of we major downfall why we can't sit down. Hey, as I was mentioning, and it'll come back to me, boy, I don't even know if the live you go done tonight. But when me telling you something, because when God talk, and when he might remind me of some things, he want me talk about it. Because what me I try to say is that a lot of curses were upon our life, and enough of our curses were upon our life, Our parents and forefathers caused them cursing. Because for example, now, my mother did want me abort my daughter. That's a curse for my daughter, And my mother may go ask you for, even if you don't want, confess it. But if you find yourself in your little corner and closet, break the curse they have for my daughter life. Renounce it. We have to renounce certain things and cancel certain things. So remember, the tongue is a powerful thing. There is death and life in our tongue, and we have to understand that enough of the curses where we bring down from our bloodline, it come from us, our own mouth. Our own mouth can be our own witchcraft. Have to be somebody else out there, even though we know some wicked people out there in the world. But that same mouth I get with a problem enough time. That's why I have to ask God, say, bridle our tongue. If we don't have nothing good for our words, and so, some words that come out of my mouth, me not gonna lie. When I read Proverbs and it tell about the woman with talks on something, me say me feel shame, but me ask God to forgive me. Yeah, man. Some things, dirty things that come out of my mouth, but now me know better. Me ask God to forgive me. So just like that, simple things as that, when you talk about, oh, I dead you for dead, or you tell her, you talk over the child who is inside the person's womb. I dead that pitney dead for dead, or me wish that pitney dead. That's a curse you place right there on that child. And a lot of us don't realize it, we don't know it, and a lot of churches don't emphasize these things and highlight these things in these churches. Them just think that, oh, God came and redeemed us and I eat that. No. So I'm here today. When I learn, I go transfer what me learn to you using this platform. That's why God allowed me to have the platform here where others can partner with me, them see the good what me I do, and also that I can edify people more so. Because when I learn, you learn. I'm not selfish. You understand? Break the generational curse, Miss Fagan, right there. So we have to cut it. I'm not talk about cut it and then, because you ever say when I chop off lizard tail sometime and you think say chop off, you see one little company start grow, but no, we have to get rid of it once and for all. Chop it up, burn it up, renounce and cancel, destroy, dismantle, and even any negative words where anybody say over your life, you cancel it. Sometimes y'all are talk to all a friend, simple things as these me are showing, and a friend will say, you can't go along, nothing now go on for you. That's a curse, right? That's the people. That's a curse. So when your mother go tell us, say, oh, I'm bring it come and ray and them look things and ray. It's like you hold on your picnic with your own notes. And for we don't know, because we're not being taught, because we don't seek wisdom either, because we're going to sit down and wait for people to come teach you. Some of we're not going to learn. So we have to get up and learn, to reach out for ourselves and seek. Seek. God says seek and you will find. I'm not talking about seek, no obey man help, no mother help either. Seek God sometime, ask him to direct our paths. He said, the word said, lean not unto our own understanding. Ephesians chapter 1, if you read that chapter, they tell you, ask God what is the will for your life and ask him for wisdom and understanding. You understand? That's the word of God. The word of God never lie, can't lie. Even when me tell lie, it can't lie. And I'm just reiterating the word of God to somebody today who've never heard it before. Because he tells us that his words have to go through across the nation, every crevice and corner. And we know that these are some terrible times. We're seeing the signs and everything of the times. And him say, when you see it, look up. So we want to get the family together. We have to get it together, because when God look past some way where we are evangelize, we are minister to people, we are counsel people, and yet still we not have for we house in order. That's not right. That's why it rests on me, because I know that there are things in my family, my personal family, will need to be dealt with. Because how can me say me a counsel and I support somebody and we have things we need to take care of? You know what I'm saying? Even though I still gotta do what I gotta do because it's my profession. But at the same time, me don't like to see my house in order, because the Bible also talk about that. You have to have your house in order first. And that's why I'm pleading to my family publicly, yes. And, not putting you out there, but this is Testimony Thursday. Other people sharing their story. I have my story, which is so similar to our guest tonight, right? And these things come out. It comes out. Cut it out from the root. Dig it out. Dig it out. No more secret. Exactly, Miss Fagan. I was about to say that and they kind of lose my train of thoughts. We not live no more secret no more. So when we come and talk about it, I don't have to put nobody on blast. Too much secrecy are going, too much taboo, too much hiding skeletons in the closet them. You understand? We have to be transparent. Me being a public figure now, because yes, I'm considered a public figure now. Me have to be transparent with people. Just like, me have my children, them, right? Me have 2 boys that out of the 5 children that I have. I'm a grandmother. I got 3 grandchildren. Yeah? And I've never shame to say I'm a grandmother. You might not hear me talk about it every day till all people laugh at me and call me Bashman Granny. I'm a laugh because yeah, I'm pleased with my grandchildren because God, yeah, what you gonna do? I don't believe in abortion. I'm pro-life. You understand? Yeah. So, it's about, and family doesn't necessarily mean just your blood family, because we're all one family. We all come under the Creator, Jesus Christ. So we are one family by blood, one big family. So let us work towards being one happy, big family, not just biological. We're talking about heavenly, one big family. All of we are brother and sister, our one master. We have one for we are serve one next one and I realize that we are doing wrong. So let us not continue to serve that other master. Let us fling with pride. Let us renounce and cancel pride, because of pride, Leviathan talk about enough time people who get delivered, things are being, spoken. The spirit of pride is what is causing a lot of us life. And it will cause a lot of us to lose our way to heaven. Some people believe say heaven, they righteous upon earth. But hey, the word of God say otherwise, yeah? Because it tells us about the firmament and the different segregation of the world. You understand? So let us not live in any secret anymore. Not so we come dash out everything out here. But we have things that we need for deal with and sort out and get it right, so that we can all live right in the sight of Christ. Yeah? The bickering and the backbiting and the jealousy and the animosity. No, God, that's not sell a John shop no more. No, it's not the time for that. That's played out. That's like cassette. When last time I see one cassette or one CD, but more so a cassette. You remember cassette? I saw some things played out these days. No, it's not the time, because, even in support, we need to support each other more. And that's why sometimes when you see some family members segregate themselves, it's because you don't support them. I'm one prime example. I don't get the support from my family. And that's why when I see me out do things for strangers, I advocate for strangers and standing in the gap, I'm not doing it for any clout. I not do it for no likes, nor no love, but for the love for the people. You understand? Because most of my personal life are total strangers. Total strangers came to my aid. Total strangers. So what problem now if me give back to strangers? People who I don't know. They're depending on me, and I'm going to be there for them. I can't be for the world, but whoever I can be there for, I am thanking God for positioning me in this space that I can reach out to somebody and say, look, I can assist you. You understand? Whether it be volunteering, whether it be whatever. So sometimes we see God set us up in some position. Who did not say I could be the president of a non-for-profit? Who did not say I could be a nurse so I can, compassionate care, therapeutic communication with people. Yes, a girl who was once angry is now an anger management specialist. Yeah, a girl who's been through abuse, rejected and abandoned by her own mother. Mama, you gave life to me. Turned a baby into a lady. Mama, all I ever asked of was a mother's love. I don't remember the words, but I just sing that song there. I want powerful song, even though it's Lindian, but the song there, powerful song. Mama, all I ever needed was a promise of lifetime of love. And mama, there is no other love like a mother's love for her child. Goodbye's the saddest word. We don't want to reach the stage there where a goodbye where sing say our R.I.P. Make we fix it now. We can't bring no water or push no water up the mountain. Make we fix it now. Mama, I love you, mother. I love you from my heart. There was a time when I did almost hate my mother because she deal with me one wicked way, one Russian way. And now I know that I have to turn that hate into humility and turn that hate into hugging. Yeah? I wish I could hug my mother right now. I've never gotten a hug from my mother. And I've said it over and over, different platforms on my own platform. I'm yet to receive a hug. I don't remember. Let me correct that. I don't remember being hugged by my mother and being told, daughter, I love you. And I want to change that. My daughter, she's not living where I'm living at, but yeah, the desire is to see her and hug her and tell her, say, I love you from my heart. Yeah. No matter what. Finger think you can't cut you off and dash away. Like I said, deal with that wound with salt water. Just salt water will deal with that wound. Like I said, unless it's a stage 4 wound, for those of you who are nurses and you know the stage 4 wound, you have to go down in there with some Clorox bleach and dig it out and clean it out if you have that stomach. I've done that. Yeah? But salt water can heal wound. We know God heals all wound, but I'm just using an analogy. You understand what I'm saying? Let's deal with the wounds. Don't make mortgage take it up. Yeah, don't make it have a cut off like how some people them have diabetes and they little cut and bruise and the wound get bigger and bigger until mortgage start take it and it get cut off. Finger think you can't cut it off that way, Yeah. Letting go. Yes, my sister, we have to let go. We have to let go and let God right there. So truly let go and say, God, guess what? I want you bigger than me, I can't deal with the load there. I'm tired to carry the load there now. I don't want to carry it no more. I just want peace, joy, and harmony. And for anybody who may have ever wronged out there, and me telling us that me forgive, if one of them wrong to me, forgive, and if I've done no wrong, wanna forgive me to yeah? Yeah, me not carry nobody in my craft. Me not live and dwell upon drama and negativity lane. No, sir. Level up. Level up. You know better, you do better. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing there right there. So okay, guys, we've been on here for over 2 hours, 11 minutes and going, Some people talk back to me. I like to read the comments and I like to provide feedback. I'm always a student because, guys, I just finished my midterm exam. Lord Jesus. You know, I have one when I need to finish. Guys, I got to go. I have one. I just remember that I have one more assignment left to finish my midterm. Still in a school. Big old woman like me, I got school forever. And so you learn from me learn from you. I saw the thing go. Mother, you learn from me learn from you. It's not a bashing thing. I'm trying to help you heal because you also need to heal. You have a lot to let go of. All right? And for all the mothers out there, just remember, mama, there's no other love like a mother's love. All one time with father, them love way. There's no other love like a mother's love. You know how much time me did wish me have a mother where I could have sit down and tell some things when me go through and just reason with my mother. But hey, thank God he sent me other mothers who will sit and listen to me. Even my ex-mother-in-law, me and she can sit down on phone anytime I'm tell her anything when I go through. Anything. That bad. It bad, but it's good to know that God sent me somebody who I could, relate to. Yeah. And sometimes the parents, when I say, oh, then put people over me. No, because you never make yourself available. You see what I'm saying? So I want to be available for all my children from firstborn to fifthborn. Yeah. I want to be available. I am here. And like I said, I want to have a relationship with all my children, whether them don't want it, yes or no. But it's all good, guys. So tonight we just want to close and we just want to say, Father God, we thank you once again for this another privilege, another moment, another shot at life where we can sit, we can reason, we can get over the hurt, the pain. It's painful to be silent. We thank you, God, that you gave us a spirit of boldness, a spirit of courage, a spirit of fearlessness, because you said that fear not. You didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of love and other things, yeah? But love conquers all. Your love is sufficient for us. You are love, and we ought to learn. Take a page out of your book, God. And Father, when it seems like all hell's breaking loose and like we can't deal with it, because sometimes we try to deal with it on our own, forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. Forgive us for overstepping our bounds. But God, I know that you're always listening. You're always waiting for us to come to you and to say, God, help me. So tonight, God, I pray also for those families, even our guest tonight who came on here being bold and to share her story with the world. I pray that you will strengthen her and just for her to know that she can do all things through Christ who strengthens her. And for anybody, even our viewers who were listening tonight or who will be listening to this tape or watch this tape, God, I pray that they will get some positive message or encouragement or inspiration from this here, Lord. And to you all the glory belongs, God. Whatever I do, Father, I fail to take the glory because, God, where would I be if it wasn't for you today? Father, I am nothing without you. Father, if we're too much of ourselves, bring us down, Lord, so that we can know who we are and whose we truly are, God. I pray that others will find themselves again, that they will face the Goliaths and deal with it and cut it down and slew it and know that it is well that you give us a second chance. I pray for my mother. I pray for my family as well, that there will be unity. I pray for others' family tonight, oh God, that there will be unity and strength and togetherness, mighty God. Lord, we ask you, oh God, to just continue to be in our midst and to never leave our presence, Lord. I mean, there are other things that we ask of, even in this time. A lot of people are being affected mentally. They're going through a lot. They're being abused. They're being molested, mistreated. And a lot of them are pushed to the edge. And tonight, Father God, I stand in the gap for them, God. Reach out to them, Lord Jesus. Reach out to them, oh God, and let them know who you are. Oh God, help us not to lean onto our own understanding and to know that we are strong and mighty because you are strong and mighty, and we are made in your image and your likeness, Father God. Tonight we rest all cases into your hands, and I pray that we forbid every backlash, we forbid every wrath, every retribution. We bind it up, we cancel it in the name of Jesus. And Father God, tonight we look at our bloodline, You know, we look at our family history, and if there be any curse, oh God, help us to renounce, to cancel, to break, and say enough is enough. Father, have thine own way. Take control, Lord. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen. All right, guys, so we've come to the end of another Testimony Thursday session. I hope that you enjoyed this session. I hope that you've learned. I hope that you are blessed. Please, I don't want you to be selfish, guys. Over here, we promote selflessness. So in other words, we put ourselves before the people. We give what we what and we do our what? Yes. All right, selflessness is what we promote. We empower, so share this live. Share this live, because I know there's a message in this for somebody. And remember that we're all specially and specifically designed in our own unique way. There's no to you or me. You are you, and I am who I am. Okay? And it's not who people say we are, it's who God says that we are. Don't take a validation from the body, a parking ticket, that of a parking ticket. And for the people who are still there at subterranean level, it's time to level up, forgive others, forgive and forget, forgive and forget. Yes, I said it, forgive and forget. Don't hold no grudges, don't hold it in, because sometimes we hear people say, oh, I forgive them, but I not forget. Did you truly forgive the person? Forgive and forget. What if God did for hold us hostage all the times for the things that we do and we're asking for forgiveness? Just think about that. Forgive and forget. So if you've never heard it before, say you heard it on QC, Uplifting and Inspiring Ministries, from your royal girl, Cleopatra. Have yourselves a wonderful night, guys. And I'm going to finish homework. I have prayer line, but I don't know. Probably have to go excuse myself tonight, finish my homework. God knows why. And he forgives me. All right, guys. So, mwah. Love or no. Like I said, I wasn't like this, but I've grown, I've matured, I'm transforming. God is still working on me. And if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. And he can do it for you, and for you. Have a good night. Be blessed.